We have some incredible testimonials in the team, and I'm very, very proud of every single one of you guys for your diligence in really mastering this skill set. I can tell you my week was pretty amazing in the markets too. We had some phenomenal results, and it was a pretty amazing, amazing week all around. So we're gonna get right into it, guys. We're gonna start off this call with a testimonial. We have a phenomenal young lady who has a great story to share today about her results this week in the markets, and she definitely was very excited. Seeing the results, seeing the impact. Again, when you get a chance to go into the markets and pull money out of the markets, it is a very satisfying feeling because it's like it's money that you never had before, and it's money that you've made pretty much without having to physically do anything. All you have to do is enter at the right time, exit at the right time. You could be in your bed, you could be in the gym, you could be in the airport. Right, I'm going to be in the airport in about a week from now, and I'm sure I'll be making money in the airport. Right, you'll be in the gym, you'll be even sleeping. Right, you have a trade that's been placed, and when you wake up in the morning, you wake up to profit. So we have a young lady who has had an incredible experience in the markets, and she goes by the name of Yan. She's going to be sharing with us her story, really just the results, how much she's actually made in the markets, and really what her goals are moving forward. So, Madame, if you are there, good evening.
Hello,
How
hi.
are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, congratulations to you. Go ahead and share your story again, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. So I'm Yan. I'm 26. I've been with Wealth Makers for about 5 months, and I've just been like making the most of the education, the group chats, the signals that we've been getting on a daily basis, and I was able to like amazingly earned £3,000 this last week, which is like my biggest win ever. And it's just motivating me to keep carrying on because this works and just to keep to it and just to stay disciplined and continue being with the wealth makers.
So you made £3,000 in 1 week.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Now, can you explain how did you feel when that profit, when you made that profit? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
I was just like, wow, this is, that's more than I'm earning a month at my job. So I was like, this is really something that I could replace my normal lifestyle with. So I could spend more time like with my son as I have a young son and just doing things that I want to do for myself, really. So I was really, really excited about it when I saw that I was able to make that much money.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely that's the thing that because of course the society is like monthly income, so we look at things over a month, and it's true the average person doesn't make 3,000 a month. So the fact that you made that in I believe a day of trading
Yeah.
in 1 day.
Yeah, so it was really good.
Wow, 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 that's amazing. So £3,000 is like, if you're in the US right now, it's like what $4,500. If you're in European countries where you're looking at €4,000 or so, it's a pretty amazing, amazing. And now, let me ask you a question: what's your next big goal in terms of you've done 3,000 a day? What's your next? Because now you know you can make 3,000. What's your next target? Was it 10,
Yeah.
15?
I'd say it's 10. 10's my next goal. Hopefully I'll be able to do that soon.
10K
So
a day. It's nothing too.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
That'll be amazing.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And what's your any advice? If you have like three bits of advice that you can give to new members right now who are
Mm.
in the community, who have got started and they're wondering how are they going to profit that much, what are three things you would advise to them?
I would say remain disciplined. Um, don't be too emotive. Well, don't be emotive at all. When you are trading and just believe in the unbelievable. Yes, that's something else I would say.
Believe in the unbelievable.
Yeah.
Don't be emotive or don't be emotional, and
Mhm.
stay disciplined.
Hmm.
Powerful. And last question is, if there's anyone that I'm sure now you have a motive. Like, of course, you have a son, and
Hmm.
me and Kat, we have a son. We understand the level of responsibility
Hmm.
to provide for your children, right? Like,
Yeah.
aren't you grateful that you learned this skill now so you can pass it on to your son and pass it on to
Hmm.
people in your family? How important is it for the next generation? Because we've got a lot of people on this call that have children, right? How is it important? Why is it important for us as parents to have these skill sets to pass on to the next generation?
I guess just so our whole families and everyone in our line can just all be successful, to have to work, for generations to come, our children, our children's children. Um, yeah, and just so everyone can live a comfortable life, I'd say. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Well, congratulations to you, Jan. So, so proud of you guys. Put some
Thank
seven, seven,
you.
sevens in the chat for her. It is a privilege to hear this story. This is first of. We've had so many stories this week. People that are making thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds in a day, in a week, and it is pretty normal here in the community. What's happening? People are actually profiting in a massive, massive, massive way. So, congrats to you, Jan, and many, many, many more uh, success stories to come of that nature, right? So, congrats to you, sis. Congrats to you. Guys, keep it going. Keep putting the sevens in the chat. Put some love hearts in the chat for her. Right? Absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing story. Just to recap for those who came in late, Yan came into the business and in one day she made £3,000 in the Forex market by trading gold, utilizing the signals, the resources, the AI software, and the value that is within the wealth makers ecosystem. £3,000 in one day. Imagine what £3,000 could do for you right now. Imagine what that could do for your family. Imagine what, guys, money is an energy. And when you understand, money brings freedom. Now, I said this to everyone the other day on one of my calls. I said that before I had money, I was still a happy person. I wasn't miserable because I was broke. But I knew that when I was to make money, I would now be in a situation where I would have more options. I'll be able to get up and go wherever I want. I'll be able to book a flight. And I just booked a flight. I just booked a ticket to go watch my team next week. VIP seat in my if you guys know, I support the best team in the world, Manchester United, right? And if you don't like Man United, then we can talk about it after the call, right? But I just booked a ticket to go watch my team in the VIP box, where I'm going to be sitting with all the celebrities, all the athletes, David Beckham, and all the biggest names are going to be in that room. Uh, you know, Money gives you the opportunity to enjoy yourself, gives you a chance to do things that you weren't able to do before. So you have a chance to chase freedom. Don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't be pursuing a better financial life, because it's trading can give you that, because you're pulling money out of the markets, right? The money that I'm spending for that Man United game is money that I made in the markets last week. It's Forex money, right? Right? So it's very powerful, guys. It changes your entire lifestyle. The key thing I want you guys to understand is, look at trading not just from a monetary standpoint, but from a standpoint of obviously monetary, but what will my life look like? Because you're going to make money in trading, right? If you follow the right patterns, you follow the right system, you will win. So start to visualize, where are you going to be? Do you have a favorite sports team that you want to watch them play in the VIP suite? Do you have a concert you want to go to? Do you have a holiday that you want to take out for your family? You want to go on a holiday with your entire family? You want to take your children or your significant other on a holiday, right? Think about these things, because I'm sure she'll tell you she had her son in her mind. Okay, I want to make sure he has a better life. So whatever that why is, we always talk about the why. Whatever your why is, whatever your desire is, whatever your motivation is to win, make sure that you keep that at the forefront of your mind as you're trading, because trading is a spiritual practice. So as you're manifesting and you're thinking about your future, you're now attracting the right results in the market. You'll be able to find the right entries. You'll be able to make the right decisions. And one thing that Jan said is, don't be emotional when you're trading. Don't trade after an argument. Don't trade if you're super charged up. Take your time and place trades. Be in control. Now, we can't fully control what happens in the market, but one thing you can control, or two things you can control, write this down, is your attitude and your activity. Okay, guys? Your attitude, your mindset, and secondly, your activity. What you do in the markets. What decisions do you make? Do you decide to get in at the right time? Do you decide to gamble? This is not a gambling game. This is about skill, right? We heard from Joanne on Tuesday how she made tens of thousands last week. She had the same exact sentiment, that don't be emotional. Trade with the trend. Take your time, okay? And place trades and let them run into profit and keep collecting profits as you go up. Okay, guys? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that gives you guys some encouragement on you are next, right? We want to hear the next. We actually have another 5 or so people on Tuesday that we'll be bringing up to share their story. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal, guys. What's happening right now, or what is happening right now is phenomenal, and it's going to continue to be phenomenal as we move forward here, guys. This is going to be one of the, if not the biggest year you've ever had, and this platform is going to give you guys the resources, the information that it takes to get to that next level. All right, guys? So let's get into the next part of the training, right? We're going to focus on, for the newbies on the call, if you're brand new in the platform, give me a 1 in the chat if you are new. If you've been here for less than a month, put a 1 in the chat if you've been here for less than 1 month. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been in the community for less than 1 month. Okay, fantastic. So for those who are brand new in the community, I'm going to walk you guys through the GFU Live platform, right? And give you a rundown on exactly what this platform has to offer, exactly how you can start winning with the GFU system. Okay, we have something incredible here with the education, with the value, and we want to give you guys a run through on how this works. Okay, so first and foremost, on this page, we have the very first page you're going to see is the home page. Okay, now on this home page, you've got various different tabs on the left hand side: academies, live learning, educators, scanners, etc. So I'm going to walk you guys through step by step. All right, guys. So first and foremost, the academy section is where you're going to get access to all of the videos in the company. Okay, so the Forex Academy is a very detailed academy that's going to walk you through the basic, intermediate, and advanced levels of the Forex market. Okay, so you have the basic Forex course where we have around, I believe it's 17 videos, I think it is. There's 16 videos, right, on the Forex markets. Again, these are the very basic videos that you can understand about trading. Okay, it's very important to know certain terms like pips, like currency pairs, like base currency, quote currency, right? Understanding certain basic principles of these markets, okay? Once you go through the basic, then you go on to the intermediate, then you go over to the advanced, then you work your way through these modules here at the bottom, and there's actually more modules here as well. Then you go to the beginner courses, these 3 boot camps, and you work your way through. This boot camp is very, very important. It's called the Sniper Pro Bootcamp by John Oliver. I would highly recommend for you to actually go through this this boot camp, for you to actually find out information about how to utilize the Sniper Pro AI scanner. All right, guys. Then we have the My Learning tab, which is basically a tab which will walk you through all of the education of some of the other subjects, such as the Instagram course, such as other courses as well on the platform. Then we have the live learning system, which is basically a comprehensive system where we have live educators who will be teaching us live about how to trade in the markets, right? So we have several different educators who are here. John Oliver is probably the most principal one that we use right now. He's available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He does 5 sessions a week, walking you guys through the NY Open, which is one of the most significant times to trade when the UK market opens. Sorry, when the US market opens. But the powerful thing about 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. or even between 1 and 3 p.m. is where the market is the most volatile, because the UK market and the NY market are both open at the same time. So the US market and the UK market are both open, and that's called the market overlap. And that's when the market is going to make massive moves in an upward or downward direction. And that's why you saw gold went insane. And I literally made £1,200 in like 5 minutes because I sold just at the time when the market was dropping by about 200 pips, right? That's how powerful this system is. So you have a chance to really tap in with the very, very best educators in the company. We have other educators also available on the platform, okay? Then we have the educators tab. So you get a chance to scroll through the educators and follow them. You can follow them just like a social media platform. You can follow them, unfollow them, whatever. Find out what section they're actually educating in, all right? And then we have the scanners, which is basically the AI tools, okay? We have a whole breakdown. We have a Wealth Makers portal that I put together. Wealth Makers, right? We have a Wealth Makers tab. This website we put together with the information on the scanners. So we literally have a whole breakdown on the scanners on this website. So if you want to learn about the scanners, we have the scanners here. We have beginner training here as well. We have the broker setup, platform setup, how to use the platforms, how to use the websites are all available on this platform, okay? So the AI scanners are here: Trendwave, Golden Era, Quantum, WolfX, Sniper Pro, and Nexus scanner. They're all available on the G3 Live platform. Again, go through them. There's several resources. You've also got the videos here, how to use the scanners. But of course, if you're already subscribed, which you all should be subscribed, by the way, to the Wealth Makers portal, you'll get access to all those videos right away, and you'll get a chance to learn how these AI scanners actually work, all right? Then we have market news. And this is a very powerful tab, because this is the tab where you'll be finding out what's happening in the markets currently. So you can see this tab will give you regular updates on what's happening in the markets, what's happening in the stock market, what's happening with gold, what's happening with different currencies, what's happening with massive hedge funds, massive firms. You can see, again, Forex Factory is also a site that we use in conjunction with this, because Forex Factory tells you what's happening in the markets. Okay, guys? So it's a very, very powerful site. You know, you definitely want to make sure you're on forexfactory.com, and you can actually see what's happening in the markets tomorrow, moving forward. Don't forget, this week is NFP week. So if you don't know what NFP is, NFP is probably the most, one of the most volatile news releases that we get each month, if not the most volatile. This is called the NFP, the non-farm payroll. So if you go to Forex Factory and you scroll down to Friday, the first Friday of every month, we have the NFP, which is basically the non-farm payroll, where the US economy, they compare from last month all the jobs that have come in. So all the jobs that have been newly assigned versus people that are unemployed. This is not including agriculture and farming. That's why it's called non-farm payroll, because it's including any job, not including agricultural farming jobs, because those jobs are not, you can have 10 sheep and keep having a business because you have animals, right? It's different to a traditional business or a corporate position. That's why it's called non-farm payroll, all right? So this is basically a indicator of if the economy is doing well or not, if the economy is stronger than it was last month or not, okay? So we have a lot going on, of course, with the government shutdowns and Trump saying all these things. We have a lot that is going to be happening. This is going to be a very, very, very interesting NFP. I believe gold will keep. I think gold will drop again some more down to the 5,000 level, but I believe it will rise back up again. I don't think it will drop anything below 4995 right now, and I'll show you guys my analysis in a minute. But this is a very powerful website, a very important website in trading. It's called www.forexfactory.com. Okay, guys. So that's GFU back office for you. That's the GFU live platform. Incredible platform, guys. Make sure you go through the academy videos. This is very, very important. And even on the educators, for example, if you go to, let's just say we go to Mr. John Oliver, you can watch his previous recordings. So you can see where it says new recorded sessions, previous live streams. You'll get a chance to listen to all of his previous sessions on GFU Live. So if you ever miss one of his sessions, you can jump into his recordings and you can go through his information. Okay, don't forget, he has files and resources here on how to use Sniper Pro. He also has a course, the same Sniper Pro Bootcamp that we showed you guys before. Sniper Pro is incredible. This application, this AI software, which is right here, is a phenomenal tool which has been making us money for a long, long time. Okay, this is called Sniper Pro. All right, guys, one of our AI scanners. So this is GFU Live. Okay, guys, let me know in the chat if that makes sense. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand, if you're new and you have some more clarity on how to utilize GFU Live. Just put a yes in the chat if it is clear. If you have any questions about GFU Live, please write now and I will be more than happy to answer. Just type in the chat box your question if you have any questions in regards to it, and we can get through what you need to get through tonight. I think everyone's good. Okay, great. You can drop the question in there, Dale, and I'll get back to you. Okay, tonight, right now, as you write the question. If you have any questions, just type it in. As I continue, I'll just answer it as we move forward. Okay. Wonderful. Everyone else is clear, so everyone knows how to use GFU Live. We're all good to go, right? Now, of course, we have MT5, which is the trading platform. Or if different parts of the world, some of you might be using different apps, but basically you have your trading terminal where you'll be copying and pasting your trades into that platform to be making money. And of course, whenever you want to withdraw, you go into your brokerage account and you withdraw to your bank account. I would recommend everybody should start using cryptocurrency to withdraw. Okay, I would definitely recommend crypto. Crypto is easier, it's quicker, it's less time. You make withdrawals. Yeah, Sniper Pro, I'll message you. Message me on WhatsApp, Delia, and I'll help you subscribe to it, okay? Message me on WhatsApp. I'll put my WhatsApp number here, and I'll help you log in to subscribe to it, all right? Because you have to subscribe to the Sniper Pro. 803-4668. Okay, that's my WhatsApp number, all right? So yes, crypto is very important. Crypto is quick. I made a withdrawal about an hour ago and it came in 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so everybody should have either, if you're in the UK, Revolut has a cryptocurrency portal. You've got Coinbase, you've got Kraken, you've got Binance. There's quite a few platforms where you can actually store cryptocurrency. If you have a certain amount, a significant amount, like 5,000-10,000 in crypto plus, I would recommend to have a ledger where you can actually store your crypto on cold storage where it's not going to be at risk of anything. Your crypto can be stored safely. Of course, pull it somewhere safe, right? But that's where your crypto can be stored if you have a ledger. There is a ledger called NanoX, N-A-N-O-X, NanoX ledger, where you can store your cryptocurrency on there. All right. Yeah. Revolut is important. I mean, listen, you can withdraw to your bank account, but as you're withdrawing thousands and thousands of pounds into your bank account, you want to be careful of that. So I would recommend cryptocurrency. Focus on USDT is probably the best option, the best way to withdraw crypto, because USDT is a stable coin. When you withdraw it to USDT, the price won't change. It's basically cash, but stored in a cryptocurrency equivalent. So if you need help on that, again, my WhatsApp number is there. Reach out to me and I can assist you. Everyone should be withdrawing and depositing by crypto. It's way easier, way simpler, and it definitely will save you a lot of time. Okay, let's get into the next part of the training. I'm going to be now focusing on some market news. All right, this has been a very, very, very record-breaking week for us in the markets. Again, gold hit all-time highs again. Let's just look back here and see just how insane gold was moving last week. I mean, it was, look at this. This is actually crazy. This is literally, gold used to be at 1,500 an ounce. Could you imagine if you had bought gold then and it went all the way to $5,000 an ounce? Now, I'm going to give you guys some basic training on gold. As a lot of us are trading it, I think it's important that you know why we trade gold and how gold is actually calculated. Who would like that, guys? Put a 1 in the chat if you would like that. Who would like me to give you guys a rundown on gold? Why do we trade gold? How do you calculate gold? What does it even mean? What does XAU USD mean? Some of you don't even know what that means, and I get it because it does seem like it's gibberish. I want to walk you guys through a little basic rundown on what gold is and why we trade it, and why don't we trade currencies like we used to. Well, I'm about to break it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up my trusty Microsoft Word, and I'm going to now show you guys what's happening right now. 1 second, guys. I want to go ahead and share my screen. 1 second. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, let me get my. Okay, perfect. Let's see, Microsoft Word, okay. So I'm going to give you guys a run through of the basics of gold and like what it means. And then I'm going to go ahead and walk you through like what's happening in the markets. Why is Trump saying what he's saying? How is it going to affect the Federal Reserve? How is it going to affect gold? Perfect. So guys, write this down. Okay, this is very, very important. So what is XAU USD? Okay, sometimes it's like, what does it even mean? I know you hear gold, but it's like, what does it even mean? Does it mean I'm trading physical gold? Does it mean I'm trading? Okay. So XAU is gold, right? This is gold. So on the periodic table, gold is AU. AU is on the periodic table. So XAU is just a abbreviation for gold. And of course we've got the USD, which is the dollar. Okay? Does that make sense? So I'm going to write this down just to make it simple. You are not trading physical gold. You are trading the price relationship between gold and the dollar. Okay, so basically this is how it works. When you see gold is trading at 5,000, 500, this is basically the price of gold per ounce. So when that price goes up and down, it's going to fluctuate up and down. So right now, to buy gold is more expensive than it was 3 years ago. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I'm going to read out to you guys some stats, okay? I wrote some notes down about gold earlier. The history of gold. Why humans trusted it. Gold has been money for over 5,000 years. Why gold? Because gold is rare, doesn't rust, easy to shape, hard to fake, and holds value over time. The ancient Egyptians used gold as wealth. The Romans minted gold coins. Kings stored gold in vaults. Wars were funded with gold. And empires rose and fell based on gold. Okay? So there's something called the gold standard. And before 1971, the wonderful, or not so wonderful, President Richard Nixon, one of the most historical presidents in New York, in US history, he changed the whole game. So before Richard Nixon came around, before 1971, for most of modern history, money worked like this, right? So every paper note was a claim on gold. So for example, if you had £100, right? Back in the 1950s, 1960s, 1940s, if I had £100 cash, I could go to the bank and say, hey, can you give me the equivalent of £100 in gold? The banks had to give you gold. Okay? So write that down. Before 1971, money was fully backed by gold. Okay? Money was a receipt for gold. Which means that if you had gold, if you had £1,000, £100, you could go and get gold back for your money. This is called the gold standard. Okay? This is pre-1971. So this is what it meant. The gold standard meant governments could not print unlimited money. They couldn't print unlimited money because it was backed by gold. So they had to have a certain amount. Every dollar backed by real gold. Inflation stayed under control and trust was high. This is how it was before. But then in 1971, Richard Nixon changed the game. And he said, the US dollar is no longer backed by gold. So from that day, the dollar became its own independent currency. Okay? So now they can print more money. It's really for money. Okay? The world economy was limited based upon how much gold is in the world. When they removed the gold standard, it meant that they could now print as much gold as much paper as they wanted. Does that make sense? They can print as much money as they want. So this means when the gold standard happened, it means that money is backed by government trust, not backed by gold, can print money freely. So now the USD, the US dollar, is backed by confidence in the US government, and gold is backed by its physical scarcity and history. So now gold is backed by reality and dollar is backed by the belief of the government. Okay? Gold is not backed by USD and USD is not backed by gold, but they are linked by price. So gold is priced in dollars. So if the dollar weakens, the gold price rises. If the dollar strengthens, gold price falls. So whenever you see, we might have a news release that comes out, or Trump says something, or someone says something, and if the dollar drops, if the US dollar is in jeopardy, that means gold is going to rise in value. Right? So whenever you see XAU USD, it means the price of gold is rising because of the loss of value in the US dollar. Does that make sense? If gold is dropping, it means the USD is increasing in value. The reason why is because gold doesn't change, but USD is the measuring stick. Okay? So if the USD drops in value, that means the price of gold is going to drop. Sorry, the value of gold is going to go up, but on the chart, the USD and gold are reversely correlated, which means that if the USD has an issue and something happens that affects the US market, gold in its scarcity is going to rise. Why? Because if the price of gold, if the USD goes up, gold value goes down because less people are buying it because it's more expensive. So right now gold is at 5,000 an ounce. The market had to drop down because less people are willing to invest into gold. Does that make sense? So the price of gold has to go down in order for people to invest into it again, and of course it's going to pump up again to another higher level. But I don't believe that gold will go anything below 3,000 for, I think it's 3,000 is the very lowest it will ever go moving forward. Okay, so gold is a safe haven currency. People buy gold when inflation rises, war happens, banks collapse, stock markets fall, and governments print too much money. Why? Why do people buy gold when these things happen? They buy gold when these things happen because gold cannot be printed. Gold doesn't default. Gold has survived every currency in history. Every paper currency in history has failed, but gold has never failed. And that's why central banks still hold gold, nations still hoard gold, and investors still trust gold. So gold is basically the insurance policy of the world. So why do we trade gold USD? Because they are opposites in many situations. Gold means protection and the USD means a system. So when people trust the system, money flows into USD and gold falls, and vice versa. When people fear the system, money leaves the USD and it goes into gold and gold rises. Okay? So when we say reverse correlation, it means that when one goes up, the other usually goes down. Gold is priced in US dollars. So if it takes more dollars to buy the same gold, the price is going to rise. If it takes fewer dollars to buy the same gold, the price falls. Okay? So you're basically looking at a powerful asset class here, and that's why gold moves so fast. Currencies move in pips. Gold moves in dollars. Okay? That's why if you're trading currency, 1 pip, 2 pip, 3 pip. So if the market goes from 5,000 to 5,001, 5,001, right? In any other currency, that would be 1 pip. But in the USD, if you guys have noticed this, when we're trading XAU USD, we put a 0 on the end of it. So if the market goes from 5,551 to 5,552, that's 10 pips. Because we're treating it in dollars. We're not trading it in pips. Gold moves in dollars. Does that make sense, guys? Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Do you have a clearer idea of how gold works now and how it moves and how you can actually, why we trade gold? Perfect. Well, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. So as you can see here, gold is at an all-time high again. We're looking back at the good old days when gold used to be hovering around the same level for many years. Gold was, back in 2018, gold was at $1,000 an ounce. It's insane when you think about it. 2018, gold was at $1,147 an ounce. And today, gold is at $5,628 an ounce. So let's talk about the future of gold. What is going to happen? Well, first and foremost, who saw my picture that I put a picture on the group chat. This is the Burj Khalifa, guys. The Burj Khalifa has been formed. The market dropped thousands of pips on Friday. It was scary. The market dropped so much in the space of literally 5 or 6 hours. So first and foremost, we've established our support and our resistance. Now this is of course a very different situation because gold has no previous history here at this level. So in this situation, the best bet is to start drawing lines where the market has been hovering around quite a bit. So we have some zones here that I think are very important to look at. These are 3 zones that I look at and I say, okay, these 3 zones are areas where the market is going to respect. Now, I'm not going to sit here and predict where I think gold's going to go. I'm still looking at it myself. But we do have a psychological area of $5,000, right? This is another area where I believe the market could hover around. And there's going to be a couple of things going to happen. Now, as we can see, gold broke through the 4791 region, bounced back up, formed a doji candle here, touched off that line. So now we've kind of established that the level of 4801 is a level that's showing you the market is respecting this zone. If it breaks through this zone here, I believe gold will go all the way down back to sender. It will drop back to here for sure. Because after this zone here, there aren't really many areas of... I mean, all we can look at is this zone. The market has never hit this height before. So it's very hard to do analysis on an area that hasn't got any previous action. But if it breaks through this zone here, which is 4787, I believe it will go back down to the downside, which would be this zone right here. I believe that's the case. I may be wrong. That's what I think is going to happen. And gold is again, if you look at the candles here, one thing that gold loves to do is it loves to wick you out of trades. Now, even for example, this trade right here, people will be up in the trade. They'll be really excited. They'll sell maybe up here. They'll sell. It'll keep dropping. It hits this zone and it comes back up. That's why it's very important. If you enter right, let's say for example, you enter right here and you're literally 200, 300, 400 pips in profit. You should move your stop loss from here, or let's say, if your stop loss is here. So let's say, for example, if your stop loss was here. Okay, very good place to put a stop loss. Another thing, if I'm placing a buy right here, okay, that's why they put the stop loss at a certain area. You're going to put a stop loss where you believe the market will tap you out. So let's say, for example, we enter. Let's just say it's a buy. Okay, I believe the market could go back up here, retest and come back down. We will see. I think it will definitely retest these zones. I don't think it will go back up so quickly. But let's say if this is TP1, let's say TP1, TP2, TP3, for example. Just a very, very simple example. And let's say our stop loss here. The reason why we have the stop loss here is we believe the market, if the market breaks through, if the market hits this zone, if the market hits this zone right here, it is going to go insane. That's why we have a stop loss. That's why everybody should use a stop loss. You know why? Because if the market decides to erratically move beyond this zone right here, it's good night. Good night. The market will drop through. The market will probably drop another 100, 200 pips, and it will drop back down to this zone here. There's no guarantee it's going to do that, but it's just my prediction. Okay, it's my prediction. That's why we have a stop loss in strategic areas where we know the market has a level of confluence. The word confluence means you have multiple confirmations that are showing you that the market is going to go in a certain way. Now, this is a beginner session, so I'm not going to go too deep into what confluence is and all the different ways you can look at confluence. But just know that when we call out trades within our community and we say buy now, sell now, etc., we are basically telling you here are the zones where we believe the market is going to respect. And in the case that it doesn't respect that zone, it's going to hit a stop loss, but the stop loss is going to prevent you from losing your whole entire account. Okay? So place your stop loss, your TP1, TP2. Now, when it comes to take profits, you can hold it until TP1, or you can decide to move your stop loss to entry. So for example, let's just say if you are in profit. Let's say, for example, this is TP1, right? Let me just write this here. TP1, TP2, and TP3. That is not a 3. Okay. These are the 3 TPs, right? And let's say, for example, we are looking at this trade here, and now we go into profit. What you should do is you move your stop loss to entry. I know a lot of you know this, but for the beginners, and again, your mentor, your coach will show you. There's videos on the academy. There's videos on all of our systems within our ecosystem, how to move that stop loss to entry. You would simply go into MetaTrader 5, right? You'll go into MetaTrader 5 and you would basically click on stop loss. The number where you entered, you'll put that same number into the stop loss region and you'll press modify. It now means that in MetaTrader 5, it will be showing you that your stop loss has now been amended to your entry, right? That's why we teach people how to use MetaTrader 5, because you're able to modify that. Did you know if you're in a trade, and let's say your trade is 0.10 and you're in profit by £200, you can go into MetaTrader 5 and you can actually click on close order, and where you see the lot size, you can just change the lot size to 0.05, and it means that it closes out half of your position, but you've still got half of it open. And that's called taking out partial profits. I do that a lot when I'm trading. Hey guys, I do that a lot when I'm trading. I take out partial profits all the time, and I let the rest of my trade run to TP3, TP4, even TP5. So that's the powerful thing about when you're trading with gold and just placing trades in general. Definitely make sure that you are finding out the basics, learning about candlesticks, learning about various different terms, so you can become competent, so you can become adequate enough to not only make money yourself, but now help somebody else to get access to this information and to become successful as well, guys. So I'm super grateful for every single one of you. I appreciate your time, for being on this call, for being so attentive, for being so coachable and listening to the information. Once again, Jan, thank you for your incredible testimonial. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow morning we are live and direct morning motivation. Okay, it's going to be tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. UK time, 11 p.m. Nigerian time, 1 p.m. Kenya time, 5 a.m. EST, 4 p.m. CST, and 3 a.m. PST, 4 a.m. CST, 5 a.m. EST, guys. It's going to be an incredible call. We're going to be covering some very, very powerful things when it comes to the mind, and really how to create success within your own mind to attract the results that you're looking for in your life this year and beyond, guys. So I'm super, super grateful for every single one of you. Thank you for your time. This call is going to be on our YouTube channel that I'm going to be dropping the recording for a little bit later. But God bless you all. I hope you guys got value. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'll be more than happy to help you guys and answer any questions that you have, guys. Until next time, God bless you, every single one of you. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you all very, very soon. And don't forget, guys, London event. We have a London event this Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. registration, 7 p.m. event starts in London, 22 Bishopsgate in Liverpool Street in London. Live trading event. It's going to be absolutely amazing, guys. I'll see you guys there. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you all on morning motivation tomorrow morning.